Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is the Rise of a Nation, it is episode 52, and today we have the final game of Season 5, and then the end of season review, which has been a pretty special one, considering we did win the Sidemate Poclian last episode. If you haven't seen that, great final with a little bit of drama, always go check that out, and probably check out the journey of how we got there. Since then, though, we've kind of played a couple games in the league, just to, obviously trying to get to the end of the season. It's a brand new day. I'm on stream as always. And what a run of form May's been. It's been great. After the final, we drew to Nords 0-0 in a game we slightly edged. FC, I wish I had this game on YouTube. This was the craziest game of football I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And all the goals in this game here were just out of this world. Like, insanely good. It was a game that could have gone either way. In the end, I'm glad it finishes a 4-4 draw. Every time they moved system, they were good. Every time they moved system, they were good. And then, yeah. After that. Anyway, Sisto gets on the ball. And he bangs one in. It was unbelievable. And then we had Craver. Gets on it again, and they went 2-0 up, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then they switched 4-2-3-1. And then we kind of went after it, and once they went 4-2-3-1, we were the better team. As you can see here, Yepi gets on the ball, plays in Collier. I'm really excited to see how well this guy grows, by the way, because he's looking really good. And we made it 2-1, and then Zahora scores what was goal of the month. It could be our goal of the year. Bangs that one in the top bin, and it is 2-2 all of a sudden. And then right after half-time, our first chance after the thing, Bum the Jar wheels around. I just took Yepi off so he wasn't on this corner. Bum the Jar pops it to Kenny, and it's free, and it's 3-2, and you think we're good. And then they go back to 3 up top, and then they make it 3-3 pretty quickly here. Ball in back stick, great finish. And it was 3-3. And then we had this moment here where it just falls to Motta, and Motta bangs one in the 88th minute for 4-3, and you think game's over. Our keeper probably should do a little bit better, even though it's a good strike. It's middle of the goal. But in the 89th minute, to go and get a goal back, Collier gets on it. He whips this one, and Zahora taps her in. And it's 4-4, and what a game of football. Definitely deserved something out of it. We both did, to be fair. They both played well. We beat AAB again, 1-0 in the 94th minute, which was really good. And now we have Saunders here as well. So we are going to get into this game here. Technically speaking, if Copenhagen lose, and they do play FC Midtjylland on the final day, and we win here, we could finish 5th for the second year in a row, which would be great. We don't deserve that. Like last year, we deserved something. This year, we definitely do not. So doesn't really bother me if that happens or not. The Hook's going to come out. He's suspended. I'm actually going to give Frederick Hansen another game. He's kind of just been growing so well and become our hot prospect. By the way, Damiano just keeps going. He's our best player. You can see why he's wanted. He doesn't want a new contract. It is what it is. We're going to lose him probably for a mil. But we are going to give Frederick a chance in here. And Yepi is suspended. So the hero of last episode, Frederick Anderson's going to go into the hole. And we are going to get probably Safa Hukic to the bench as well. And in terms of that, I'm going to keep Collier out. He's been playing well as a winger, even though he's more of an inside forward. But hopefully we will be A-OK as well. I think we will be A-OK. And yeah, I just think we're going to be pretty decent out here against Saunders. We're in good range of form, and there we are. So for the final day of the season, I've been giving Emerson a bit of game time too, just to try and get him growing. He hasn't really done that yet, and Finley Armstrong then will go back in. Finley has that little bit more potential. We are going to go with Robert Damiano, maybe probably his last game, unfortunately, which I love him, but if he doesn't want a new contract, someone's going to offer me 1.3 mil. What can I do? Bubba and Tony Christensen, Armstrong, Kenny and Yepi in the middle, with Bub Najar, Anderson, Collar, who's been growing sensationally and physically looks like a monster, and obviously Zahora up top, who's got 28 this season and has been absolutely superb over the last 5 games of the season. Anyhow, the teams are warming up. I'm getting into the dressing room. What's happening to channel points? Don't know what I'm going to do with channel points. I don't know how to do it. Shadow. We are currently live on stream, obviously, as well. If we do lose a couple of players, or I want to sign someone in the hole, I am going after Alex. I don't know how much it's going to cost me. I don't know what I have to do. But Alex is someone I'm going after. I wasn't able to sign him as a kid. I would love to go after Alex, just being someone else. We may have already seen the last of the Hook as well. But yeah, it would be nice here on the final day if we can go win. And you just never know. Also, who's this Ibsen guy? I think I've seen him before. yeah, he's another one of these lads that you're just like, yeah, I wouldn't mind picking up. He's currently wanted at the moment by AIK, and he's got a 6.5 mil release fee. So yeah, you can kind of see that their team's really good. They've actually got a backline of just, what is this backline? All right, Christensen. Can we just go to Saunders' team and just have a look quickly? I haven't seen him go with full regen at the back, unless they're just doing whatever. He's not that great. He's not overly great, but obviously a little bit. This guy's on loan from Nance and looks unbelievable. And this guy is an okay little fullback, but not that great. And we're going to go into the match here. Into the kickoff we're going to go. And then, yeah. And anyway, here we are. As you can see on the final day, 2 points clear. I need a sneeze. And there we are. And then we'll get into the end of season review. Yet again, they're in those general sort of colours, and I hate them. I really do. And yeah, it'd be nice to see how we go. Score prediction in the chat for the final game of the season. And then we're just going to be live here on Twitch, just kind of simming through mid-season, off-season, pre-season, trying to get in and win. Get some players, sorry. Anyway, Bum the Jug collar. Yet again, that short corner, we've got it down pat. We have got this short corner down pat now. It's about time. We look good from it every time. Anyway, Anderson again, Bum the Jar, still there. Now he loves this little dinked cross. He didn't put it in there this time. Oh, my, mate. We saw it just before. Got to be doing it. Unfortunately for ourselves, it is still only 0-0. But a good start from us here away from home. It was a promising start. But, you know, it's not been 10 minutes yet. It's interesting to see what goes on. Ibsen there with a header at the back stick, and he makes it 1-0. And at the moment, we're not going to be finishing inside in 5th. We're going to be finishing 6th. But, hey, for me, I've won the cup. 6th is fine. Yeah, that poor run of form towards the end of the first half of the season for the mid-season break, and then the poor run of form after that is what's cost us. Really, or else we would have been very much in and around fighting for a better European spot. Instead, we can go through qualifying, and I would imagine we're going to be odds-on favourites against most teams in qualifying as well to reach that group stage of the Euro 2, and it's a great place to start, I feel, as well, our European football or history at SFB in the Euro 2. Anyway, Frederick Anderson finds Collier, who might go for goal here instead. He lays it into Frederick. Why did you not shoot? Oh, Hansen, what would have been his first goal for the club. He should have shot. It was there. Anyway, he's there on the ball again. Can he pick a pass? Anderson, Bum the Jar. What a move. He's hit the post. We are playing some scintillating football. We really deserve to be at least level, if not up. We've now hit the post once, and a block on the goal line is what has made us not here. You know, not ahead here. And anyway, Alex Tingar loses out in Finley. Zahora comes deep. It shouldn't be his last game in a shirt, but you never know if someone meets that release fee, he's going to go. And in the end, Lance Thomas, who made the mistake against Saunders in the last time we played him, gets on the ball, and there we are. Now Finn on this side, goes for goal, it's blocked. Not just blocked, that falls the collar, and he's very quick, this youngster, but that ball there is horrid. All he had to do was either A, run and just take him for speed. That's offside, don't worry about it. He just put the ball into the path as a horror. First time out, we score. Or we get a chance, but in the end, that's offside. It's just unlucky. And now Thomas goes long. Dominating this half of football, just 1-0 down, and something that always seems to happen against Saunders, to be fair. Anyway, Hansen finds Anderson, and Kenny finds Collier. Goes for goal, he's hit the bar. Zahora taps it in, and the flag is up. This is summing up our season this year in the league. Being unbelievable and not scoring goals and just doing whatever. Just deal with it. Thank you for the follow as well 15 minutes ago. Sorry, I was on a bit of a break. And yeah, in the end, just unlucky. Hits this one. And he's onside, referee. He's level. Oh, my. Midtjylland beating Copenhagen as well, which means if we were to find a win here, we would actually finish 5th. Anyway, Bum the Jar. Frederick Anderson. Ball in's cleared, and only as far as Bubba, who does well to get there ahead of Ibsen. And Damiano inside to Hansen, the youngster. Finds Damiano again. He might bomb on, maybe get an assist in his final game for the club. Instead, he goes to Hansen. Back to Damiano. Great football between the two. Cuts it in the end. What a save from the Lance Thomas in goals. Wow. How are we not ahead in this game, let alone level? We are all over Saunders, and yet we can't score. Bub the Jar now. Ball to Kenny. Hit that, my boy. He does. It's blocked. And Kenny. Bub the Jar. Ball into Zahora. Blocked. Anderson wide. It was offside anyway. I've never seen us dominate a game this much this season and not have scored. Anderson finds Bum the Jar, short to Collar, takes a touch and steadies and goes over the bar. And we just have so many variations of short corner. The one from outside the box, the one where we play it back to the corner taker and he comes inside and either goes for goal or cuts it across the box, or the little one where we don't play it at all and we chip it back stick for the header. We've seen them all this season. Unfortunately, though, no goal. Anyway, good throw in the Finn, Ribeiro's ball in, right volleys, and of course, they have been playing like dog shit. We've been all fucking over them, and this sums up our year. Just sums up our year in the league. Dominated a half of football, somehow not 1-0 up, and now we're 2-0 down. I don't understand. We've had shots blocked, keeper saves, shots saved from inside the 6-yard box, hit the post down twice, and here we are. They go down the other end, and it's 2-0. Just wow. I'm very happy with how they're playing. But to be 2-0 down here is just absolutely horrid. Like, we got an average goal, 1.3. This is the ultimate FMing right now. This is the new age football manager FM'd. This is ridiculous. We are absolutely all over him, and we haven't been able to do anything. And it's really, really, really annoying. Anyway, the throw in there. Onazi now finds a wrist. He goes long. Tony heads into Federico. If we can get one, you never know if we can get a second. Tony now looking towards Zahora. He flicks on there to Collar. He's quick, the youngster, and he drives at people at will. Gets in the box. He cuts it. Bum the jar. Hit it first time. Oh, man. We are fisting him. We are fisting him, and we just can't score. We're not allowed to score, are we, FM? This is ridiculous. I've never seen an FMing this bad this season. But this is a ultimate football manager FMing. We're not allowed to score. Zahora, what a run, goes for goal. So out of all the chances and all the misses and all the fucking 6-yard one-on-ones, hit the post, hit the bar, corner set pieces, Zahora goes on a run and hits it from outside the box. It's 2-1. Welcome to Football Manager 2021. Wow. Just this whole game has been FM19. One-on-ones and everything not flying in, and then the goals from outside the box go in. Yes, proceed with the changes. 2-1. Copenhagen winning, so it doesn't even matter to us, but we've dominated this game that much. I just don't understand how we're not ahead. Anyway, good ball to Damiano. Can he find an assist on his final day out here? He's got runners with him. Instead, he has to go back to Bubba because the shoe kind of ran into his space. Federico looking to flick down Zahora. The shoe knows how to finish this boy. Straight at the keeper. Another chance goes begging. I don't know how many chances we've had that have been clear cut, but geez, it would be at least 5. The shoe, Tony, just loses the ball. It's a good ball in from the shoe, and Damiano gives away a foul. This is just ridiculous, boys. 15 shots, 5 on target, and an expected goal of 1.7. And they are 2-1 up with 3 shots on target. It is stupidity out here. If it wasn't the final game of the season, I would go for it with like 4-2-4, whatever. But this game's been so stupid. Zahora should have won that back. Somehow he didn't. And Bayer now with the ball into Hansen. Can we win it here? We don't. You watch him score. The shoe does well. Zahora's there. He has one more in the cart. Zahora goes. It's 2-2. And mercifully, in a game we're being absolutely FM'd in, we make it 2-2. But that is absolutely stupidity that we have not gone and won this game. We should have scored 6 or 7, boys. We should have scored 6 or 7. We have played unbelievably well, but this sums up our year. Giving away points where we have been absolutely unreal. You know, losing games have been absolutely unreal, and this is just summing it up very nicely right now as the time ticks away here. Is there a highlight to give us a win on the final day? It's not. We've had 14 shots, 6 on target, away from home, been the better side, 57% possession, and it just sums up the year that we had. And hey, this is perfect for the season review because, hey, look, we've gone out there, we've played unbelievably well, with a team that on paper is a lot better than last year's. Just that last year, we grinded results, we FM'd a few teams, we finished 5th, right? This year, we've been FM'd, I reckon, 6 or 7 times in the league this season, and that's the difference between us probably finishing 3rd or 4th here this season, and instead we finished 6th because of that. You know, the amount of games that we have been FM'd, it has been stupid. In exactly the same fashion, possession, shots, misses, you name it. Just really, really, really annoying. But hey, it is what it is, and that is what goes on here at SFB sometimes. But I'm really, really happy that we're kind of going on there. Not to be a bit of a performance, just told the players to see themselves. We hit the crossbar 3 times at least, and just, yeah, I do not understand how we did not win. It sums us up and completely. The only thing I can take out of that is at least Saunders have to play in a playoff now to get to the champions, to get to some European football because we won the league. But just stupid. We should have won on the final day. Really should have. It's just a real kick in the teeth. So now we're going to kind of see how much money we've got to spend. and hopefully, we get a good amount of money to spend and everything like that. There's a little bit of game lag here. There we go. We get 714k, so we're going to make about another mil or whatever. The board was saying that, yeah, it's great. I don't know what our long-term objectives are, but yeah. Bromby get a 10-man result, and we get 714k. The board is delighted to reach the Champions Group, mate. I'm delighted too. So yeah, we made just 1.5 mil. That bit of that's obviously the transfer sales that happened as well this season. Maybe that's where actually, this end of season review should recap it all. And we'll get into it, have a bit of a chat about what positions I think we need to go after. And yeah, it all depends on what kind of goes on here as well. Kenny apparently is going to be suspended for the next game of the season. And Zahora, yet again, though, has scored 26 and 31, and he didn't have a great year this year, I did not think. I cannot wait for there to be a patch with Matt Traders, because this guy deserves an 8.0 every season. He is so good. And I'm glad that now it's going to cost the team at least 5 mil to get rid of him. And hey, if someone gives me 5 mil or sign him on a free, that's great. The Hook, 6.25 million. They still got PSV and Finewood that are interested in him. Then hey, they can spend the 6 mil, and all of a sudden we made 11 mil off 2 players. It's fine by me. Kenny keeps getting fleeting interest. He's worth another 3 mil. Yeppy's worth a few mil as well. So we have so many sellable assets that are just insane. And yeah, it is what it is here at the moment. But yeah, if you look here, Damiano obviously is going to go for 1.3, sign him on a free. Emerson's wanted by Lindsby on transfer, would be happy to do it as well. And we did have interest in obviously in the Hook, but now he's on international duties with Finland. Doesn't really matter as well. But yeah, we'll recap what the team is going to be like in a second. When this end of season review comes through here, YouTube as well. We'll just have a little bit of a look, recap the year that was obviously very, very, very good to us, because we did finish one spot low in the league, even though we had much better team. Just seems that we just didn't gel at times this season, that there was too many new signings, but there's so many promising signs. The way we ended the season this year was fantastic. The system clearly works. We stayed with it all year as well, and we won the cup. So not much more to ask for. Next year it's going to be all about seeing if we can defend the cup title and hopefully breaking into, as much as the board will say, hey, look, we're just looking for you to finish mid-table maybe next season, whatever. I'm just going to be going, I want a top 3 spot. I think the team is on the cusp. All right, the new arrivals, though, this season, there was a few. We're going to recap them all. We got Jonas in as the backup goalkeeper. I actually think, on paper, this guy is a lot better than what he is. For the level that we're at, he's got good jumping reach, good aerial reach, and he has got decent handling, decent one-on-ones, and he's just decently well-rounded. So I actually think Jonas is actually a keeper we might keep around for a while. Because if he actually gets the 3-star potential, he's going to be a decent player for this level, or if not a leading League One, is in the division below, Division 1 goalkeeper. And in that case, I think he's going to be really good. Capped by the under-19s as well. Great. Damiano is obviously going to go. We signed him on a free from Sydney FC. Unfortunately for us, he's obviously wanted by the whole entire of the Serie A. When I mean the whole entire Serie A, just the big boys. Roma, Inter, Zebra, Napoli. He doesn't want to sign a new contract, unfortunately, because we don't meet his ambitions. But, 1.3 mil for a guy who signed on a free. It's good for the turnover. Just means we have to go sign another fullback. And there's something that I might do with the team. The board does not mind the age now of what we're signing players. You watch them now put it back in again. With that in mind, I might look for a couple of guys 28, 25 to 30. That 28-year-old guy that's been around, a bit of experience, come in and just really help these young boys go. The Hook, obviously, great signing. He chose to come to us over FC Midtjylland. Unfortunately, his match rating has been really poor because of the patch that needs to be done. So all the key tackles he makes, all the key passes he plays, all the balls that he wins back doesn't count to his match rating until that's patched. Fullbacks and centre mids are just going to look so weird unless they score or assist in terms of their match rating. So this guy probably deserved like a 7.5 year, and he's going to be on a 6.6, but he was really good for us. Suleiman obviously came in. This is mainly given the player such a high salary. We obviously wanted him as a replacement for Frank, and then obviously Frank left for 1.9 million this season on deadline day. He had to play. The board's not happy with how much we're paying him. To be quite fair, I might look to loan him out next year, sign a better left mid, as well, and use Collier, who I did not know was at the club. If I knew was at the club, I would have just played Collier, right, and not sign this guy and just use Collier as the guy to just go on as well. Finley Armstrong as well. I think this guy's been really good. Yet again, if match ratings were a lot better in patch, he would have had a better year than what I was on paper. But Finley has got the physicality to perform really well in the level. A 6.6 this season, yeah, he probably should deserved about a 7. And Emerson apparently is the star signing, the signing of the season. I don't understand. He does come as a Brazilian from Spain, and that obviously comes with a lot of potential. His potential's kind of waned, and he hasn't really developed as much as I would like. So I might try and loan him out if I sign a better fullback next year, or we keep him around and play him a lot more in games. I do think there is a player in him. I think with those mentals and those determination, if he played more football, he would be good. He's also currently wanted at the moment by Lynchby. And if Lynchby gave me more than 150, 200k, I probably would have to cut my losses with a guy with that potential and just let him go. And then obviously Federic we signed on a free at the start of the year. He's played a lot in the under-19s and played well, and then obviously played the last few games of the season, with the season not counting. And he's obviously our key prospect here at the club. In terms of the transfers on the outs, we obviously made a couple. There was a free. Yeppy obviously left at the start of the season. We didn't want him to. He's looking still really good. He's currently wanted at the moment by a few people on transfer. Kind of just sums up the player we had. I thought he wasn't leaving. I thought we had him on a contract. Apparently it was a part-time contract, not a full-time, even though we were moving into being professional at the time. So a bit of a mistake on my behalf. Should have re-signed him. Would have sold him for big amounts of money. He probably would have played left back or left mid this season. And yeah, it is what it is. But this is the big one, obviously. The board are content. I'm not. Frank's obviously at Torino. I'm going to go and look more in depth at Frank in a second. He was my favourite player on the save. I love him so much. He was so good. He just beat players for fun. And his broken leg really cost him this season, unfortunately, for us as well. He made a bench appearance for Torino as well, which is nice off the bench. He's already played for Torino, which is nice to see. But yeah, obviously I miss Frank. Great passing, great corners, great technique, great determination, great pace. All you need at this level. And he was unbelievable and probably would have drawn us out of it. Arnie obviously grew into a really good player, and hopefully maybe we can pick Arnie up one day. Very underrated was Arnie. Unlike Yeppy, who just said, I'm leaving, that's it, bye. Arnie was like, I'm going to be here for 2.5 years, I want to play, let's play. And he played a handful of games, was really good. Christian obviously went to 930k. He's still looking really good. He's loan listed, unfortunately. They want the full 4.6k a week for him to come back. There's a part of me with European football that might bring Christian in, give him a loan spell. He was so good for us. It was such a shame to see him go to Ajax, but he's obviously clearly the player. And Raza left on a free as well to end Teller. The board is absolutely delighted with Skybank Poculin. We won as winners, obviously. It's great to see. If you haven't seen that, it was last episode. We did finish 6th. Wasn't obviously the greatest of years, and we did obviously finish 6th as well. Moments to remember was a 5-0 win over Esberg. We won 4-0 against Hornets in the league to kind of show we're okay. And goal of the season was the Horrors. I thought Bum the Jars would have won it, but he didn't. But in the end, same sponsorship as last year. We got a bit more revenue, a bit more corporate hospitality, a bit more prize money than because we went on a run in the cup. And matchday commercial retail went up slightly as well. A lot of the lads going in there and selling some jerseys, but obviously Zahora being the greatest of that one there. In terms of the accolades and all that, that's the team that we kind of lined up with the most. I would still throw Frank there, even though he broke his leg. The rest of the team is on paper. Definitely I would pick, maybe not Frederick Anderson. I would probably get the Hook in there as well, but the Hook somehow doesn't make it because of his match ratings. We win Coach of the Year. As you can see here, we'll just have a quick score for a young player of the year, and Zahora wins it again. Signing of the season, disagree. I personally think it probably was Finley, Armstrong, or Damiano, but no, according not to the game. Goal of the year and top goal scorer obviously was Zahora. Yeppy obviously does well, and Zahora did quite well, and we obviously broke a few little bit of records here as well, and the shoe has made 142. Goalkeeper of the year was Robert, and under 21 player of the year was the Hook. And he doesn't make my best team. And as you can see, fantastic season yet again. I'm extremely, extremely happy. It's now time to see how much money we're going to get. But as you can see, 5-year plan, end of next season, avoid a relegation battle again and reach the 3rd qualifying round of the Euro Cup 2, which I think we're going to do comfortably. And the previous objectives was all that, and they passed it. So we're going to confirm that and work within the payroll as well. We're going to obviously go into squad dynamics and end of team season meeting. It is time... And I think that we, going to the next season, I think we're good enough to avoid relegation. The boys do that exactly. I'm outstretched. We'll also be given a good account of ourselves in the Euro Cup 2. There we go. And I think that's achievable exactly. Once you'll return from vacation, I'll see you all when we get back. I thought we would make some promises. I'm not going to make any promises this year because heads may roll, and I don't want to make people upset about that, and I don't know who I'm going to bring in as well. And it gives me the option to sign a couple more older players as well. Training camp announced, obviously back in Denmark because we don't really have too much money on the whole. Rookie, look, Sid played a lot of games at PSV, 31 in the second division. I was going to sign him. He would have been really good to pick up this year as well. Dross was the top goal scorer in the third division, the young kid. He's done quite well. He's also 36k. Like, I would happily sell for 40, 50k. That's the thing. This is not our budget for next season. I do think that he will get sub. And hopefully Dost might get a bid from Vendersil for about 40, 50k. He's a guy that's not really going to play here. Now we're just going to sim and see what budget we're going to get for next season, and I'm going to quickly just kind of go through what I think we need to sign and what we don't, and then that'll be the end of season review here, and hopefully we will be okay. Zahori does well. Initial budget is 797k, boys. We nearly got a milli to spend, and that's without Damiano going in, and we have 43k in the bank. The facilities have now been downgraded. I'm going to request an improvement here by the board. We do have money in the bank if they want to do it, and I think it's really important for us as well. However, I do understand, obviously, with our loan to the stadium, that they don't want to do it as well. I'm just thinking in my head, if we can, start building some facilities and getting some growth, it would be nice as well. So we'll just have a quick look at the board, say yes or no. That was easy. That is nice. The board are looking forward to that. In that case, then, can I improve my... Can I go and make board request 5 facilities and improve new facilities then? Because it's a part of the club thing. We have a scout meeting here. We'll do that in a second. So many good Australians at the moment playing in the A-League as well, by the way, that I just don't understand. Like, these guys here, if they ever want to leave, I'll pick them up, these Australians, even though they're Australian. But we'll see if we get the youth facility as well here in the end of season review. And then we'll talk a bit about what I think we need to sell and whatever. And yeah, also important to know, we are still bottom of the salary spent this season, just behind Esbjerg. But yeah, another team that came up obviously last season. And we're obviously well down. We're the bottom side in terms of sponsorship income as well. So not much else we can really do, really. We might actually go through all that as well here in this end of season review. Just kind of show you we made European football and bask in the glory that we won the league with all this going on. We believe facilities are good enough to develop our own standard of player. What is our facilities in the youth? Youth recruitment's average. Good youth facility. That's fair, actually, which is not bad. Goal of the week was that Zahora strike that we just saw as well. But let's go into the season here. We're going into the season proper. I'm just going to go into... stats, and we're going to go team detailed stats as well. And as you can see, average possession, we topped it this year as well, 56 with 85% passing, which is really nice. Average points per game was 7th in that, but we managed to finish obviously 6th, which is good. And if we go down to a bit more of the club stuff, highest average attendance, we got 2,000 people, but mainly away fans this season. Lowest attendance, though, by us was obviously us. We averaged 2,000. As you can see, average attendance by capacity was 97%. We're the lowest at 19. Next lowest is 40. So, yeah, obviously, ground sellouts, we had none. Something we need to do. And, yeah, but as you can see, facility-wise, we spent a negative 3.5. Copenhagen, though, made some massive sales, so that's the outlier. But if you're looking at, like, Esbjergs and that, they're spending money and whatever. We, however, didn't really do anything. But the average salary per year is we are net spend of negative 2.8 mil, and we have a salary pay of 1.3, 200k less than the 2 relegation sides. But if you're looking at the established sides like Saunders, a whole couple mil behind. It is really, really, really... And you look at Midtjylland and Copenhagen, that's what we're fighting with, 2 super powerhouses that are worth so much per season. They make so much money and everything like that. It's just really, really, really not much we can do in terms of that. And I think we can also see here in the stats, team overview or profile, and we go by stadiums or sponsorship income. We are pretty much dead last, just by having of Esbjerg, and then a bit of a jump. Even AC Hornez gets a little bit more than us, and then 17 mil Copenhagen get in sponsorship revenue. It's not fair, boys. It's not fair. All right, into the team we go. Look, this team that's currently selected, I think, would be good enough, right? But obviously, you would have the Hoop that would come in too. Anderson would miss out, and we would go to that, obviously, as well. And I think you kind of have to be realistic and say Damiano's probably leaving. I wouldn't mind doing this and getting Suleiman out and finding a left mid. And to be quite fair, I wouldn't mind... where's Yeppy? Wouldn't mind doing this, but if the Hook was to leave, I don't mind obviously selling as well. And yeah, but I do think we need a better left mid, a better right back, or a right back because Damiano's going to go. And then, yeah, there's probably a case to say that Robert on paper isn't as good in the league as whatever, but this year he was the best keeper, so we're definitely going to stick by him again for another season. And we're definitely, at the moment, it's a right back, it's a left mid, and then maybe room to sign a centre attacking mid and get Yeppy maybe back into the middle of the park. And who knows, it might end up that we maybe make a sale to like Bubba Fernandez, the Hook goes to centre back, and we actually use Yeppy back a line. I just don't like the Hoop playing centre-back because I just don't think he's quick enough and he's not overly tall. But Yeppy, in the whole, by the way, it really has to be said, is really good at what he does. And for me, he's one of my favourite players here in this game. You know, he's got 3 stats of 9. One's leadership, who cares? The other's penalty taking. Hey, we can sign a better penalty taker any day we want. It's just the finishing. We're currently working on that. Once that's into the 10s, and for me, players like this are just hands and D's unbelievable. Because if you compare him to like the Hoop, for instance, but we're just looking at this, look how well rounded it is. It is just unbelievable, and that's where to me I would love to play in box to box because he's just so good at it. But at the moment we can't really do it because we need to play 4-2-3-1. We've seen that the 4-3-3 at the start of the year really hurt us. But Yeppy can obviously play shadow strike. He's really good at it. And hopefully the day does come that maybe we can even if the Hoop got a bit of like 5 mil, I'd probably entertain it. And yeah, that's just kind of where the team sits. So next time we see you, YouTube, it is going to be the start of next season. However, I think the Euro 2 qualifying should start really early into pre-season as well. So hopefully we have players in back for that and we can go out there and get to the 3rd round, which the board wants, of qualifying. But for me personally, I want to make the group stage, and I think we should as well. Anyway, from Damon, everybody else here at SFB, what a year. We won the cup. We finished 6th in the league, we've made money, we got money in the balance, and we got 797k that we could spend, and we got 10k available in the wage without us doing anything. We're going to probably lose Damiano at the end of the season when Rome and Napoli and all that decide to meet his release fee. Will we lose anyone else? Will Zahora, the Hook, Yeppy Hansen, Kenny Milford, or anyone else leave for their release fees? We'll find out next episode. From Damon and everybody else here, I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.